All right, guys, Blitz World Series action coming at you. Demo map, November tournament, event number 13. 13 maps, 13 tournaments down. Action still rolling here. We got Zed in yellow, the Algerian warrior on the top side. We got Marsh, Mystic Marsh out of the US of A in red on the bottom side. Best of 5, of course, starting off Soviet versus Soviet. This one should be, I think this should be a pretty competitive game. So Marsh and Zed both on losses versus Artie. Artie's been playing some pretty strong blitz this month, so both players lost to Artie, and so we haven't really seen that much from those guys other than that so far. Zed did lose to Sword the other day, the new player from China, but Sword's kind of a beast, so I'm not sure what that really tells us. So Zed, we'll see what Zed should get nice and hungry now. Zed seems to play better. The more that he annoys me, and then the meaner that I am to him, the better he seems to play. He's like one of those kind of guys. I swear, you guys seriously, you guys think I'm bullying Zed. He purposefully does. Zed purposefully riles me up. He knows it. He does it on purpose. I'm telling you. Don't feel bad for him. That's all part of the trick. He likes the attention. I promise. He's told me before, I was like, dude, just stop saying stuff that's confusing and annoying, because then I have to be mean to you. And he's like, I don't mind. I'm like, I mind. I don't want to be mean to you. I don't want to have to be annoyed. Okay, alright. 3 war factories, 3 war factories. Yeah, so Zed's stretching a little bit more towards that right ledge. I think we've seen, I think, as this map's been played, more players kind of staying behind these choke points more often than not. But Zed trying to get more of a grip on the higher ground here. First engagement. Ooh, very, very close here. Yeah, Marsh going to go down, and Marsh probably could have pulled out a second or two earlier there. Doesn't have any sentry guns to pull back to. We'll see if Zed continues the push here. Marsh does have the money for sentry guns, but interesting to see Marsh not laying these sentry guns more proactively. Marsh joining some dogs in the group as well. Zed, interesting to see Zed's not able to get any offensive value here with no sentry guns, at least to bait a couple sentry guns from Marsh. Wow, okay, and so Marsh, yeah, well, Marsh holds that position, didn't have to do much to get it done. Demo truck, oh, I thought Marsh was going to try to dive on that. Oh, the fodder, run away from the demo truck. 1 hit left. Ooh, loses a few dogs there. Demo truck on the left side is AFK. That pumpkin, by the way, is just seasonal, so it's not like I didn't choose the pumpkin. It's just built into the game this time of year. Demo truck on the left side doesn't get anything done. And look at Marsh just baiting. It's just like, Marsh doesn't really have the tank, so he's just like, alright, dude, take the war factory. Zed grabs a war factory for free. Marsh dead broke right now. Zed firing on all cylinders. Zed now 5 war factories. And Marsh, if interesting, I mean, Marsh doesn't really have the money to make a switch right now. I mean, you got to think, he's got to be thinking about desolators or drones, something in this position. Brings out a bunker to try to lock off that right side. Yeah, we've talked about with Zed before. You know, Zed very oftentimes, with a lot of people, you know, when there's a window of opportunity, the idea is to get through the window and get some damage done. With Zed, generally speaking, his strategy, if the window of opportunity is open, he's trying to pry the window open even more. And just carry it into a mid-game, into a late game. So not really using his Rhino. Now the Rhinos, yeah, Zed does have a Rhino advantage here. Well, yeah, Zed does have a bit of a Rhino advantage. But yeah, so he's going to go over to tech. So now Kirov out for Zed. Naval Yard from Marsh to kind of counter. You know the Dreadnought's coming. Iron Curtain for Zed. Iron Curtain should be ready to go. Hey, Iron Curtain in about 1 minute, that Iron Curtain will be out. So Marsh going to need to try to find a way to deal with this. I like the Dreadnoughts from Marsh. Good way to try to slow down that middle zone. Dreadnought's out, so a little flak boat to deal with the Dreadnought. You can send a couple tanks over to the Dreadnought as well, but you need to be careful. Oh, I like this. Marsh, Zed's in a very scary spot here. Nice Deso hit from Marsh. So that Deso hit zones Zed's army out, but Zed's had some Desolators of his own. Sells the nuclear reactor, gets a war factory, gets the Iron Curtain. Gonna dive on the MCV. Dives on the MCV. Oh, God. The drones need to go right now. The drones need to get in those tanks ASAP. And where are the Desolators? Marsh doesn't have any Desolators in position to help defend. It was a nice offensive push, but the counterpunch, I am afraid, is going to end this game. Marsh just sold a War Factory. He's on 12K. I'm not sure why he did that. Dreadnought goes down, but the tanks, just too little, too late. The Desolators weren't in position. Yeah, when you offensive hit, when you dive like that in the MCV, you got to know the counterpunch is going to come, and very, very tough to survive those positions. That's what I'm telling you guys. It's all part of the thing. It's all the performance for Zed. He annoys me. I make fun of him, and then he comes in here and crushes people. If he doesn't, if that doesn't happen first, he just rolls over and dies. He got 3-0'd by Sword the other day. I was being nice to Zed the other day. He got 3-0'd by a semi-pro. So, well, Sword, I guess, is a pro, to be fair. Sword's pretty good now, but he did get 3-0'd by Sword. So it's all part of the performance. Yeah, Legend, that's the problem. Legend just has to start caring about Blitz. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do that. If Legend cared about Blitz, Legend would be, well, he'd be one of the best Blitz players. But Legend just, Blitz doesn't quite scratch the itch for Legend, apparently. Wait, no, he's not on 900 QM Blitz games. Bottom or top better? I don't know. It's random spots. The top, what do you guys think? I think the top's probably better because the War Factory is facing, the barracks and the War Factory are facing down, so you're producing out the front. Sword beating 3. Sword could maybe be... You never really know, though. These things take time. It's not like one... I mean, Snark almost beat Latov. If Snark would have accidentally won one more game, he would have beat Latov. Now all of a sudden, it's not like that doesn't make Snark the best Blitz player, It takes time to do these things, do these rankings. Yeah, I think in maybe other RTSs, yeah, when you're ahead trying to progress that position, maybe it's more common in other RTSs. In Blitz, though, or I don't know, Red Alert 2, Blitz specifically, though, that's not always the case. Very often, like when you're ahead, if you pull ahead in a battle, you have to get in and get some offensive value because things can swing so quickly against you. You make one mistake, then you're back to where you started. And if you didn't take out a couple War Factories or slow down his tech, you really have nothing to show for winning an engagement. Yeah, we do need to get we need to get Legend versus Sword. Wait, oh yeah, Legend. Oh yeah, wait, Legend and Sword are. Dude, I've ran way too many games lately. I watched Kian versus Latov. I was editing that video the other day. I was editing Latov and Kian. I couldn't remember that game happened. I thought I mislabeled the video. I'm like, wait, Legend. I'm like, Latov and Kian haven't played Blitz. They did. They played a great game. I was there. I commentated it. Couldn't remember. Spreading myself a little bit too thin. All part of the fun. And a little back and forth here. AVA, yeah, it gets a little bit slowed down. Neither player wants to push in early on. Both players just kind of trying to bolster up. And both in the water, both building dolphins. So Zed is gapped up. Marsh is not gapped up. And again, Marsh's build orders, maybe just spreading himself a little too thin early on. It seems like Marsh has been going broke a little bit here in these early games. Service depot for Zed. The service depot is hilarious, man. We saw that earlier in one of Sword's games. He lost his MCV and then rebuilt another one. I totally forget that's an option. I'm just gonna start building a couple extra MCVs, hide them in the corner, just so you have them if you need them. And this is what you call a smoke break. Zed is literally repairing his tanks. Both players chilling. Both players chilling right now. And I think we might have to bring the timer back, boys. We might bring that 10-minute timer back. I think the new rule, 10-minute timer, both players lose. There's no winning with the timer. If the timer goes, everyone loses, including the viewers. Nightbot, you're sending 2 messages at the exact same time? Nightbot, buddy, you're better than that. Space out your messages. Everyone's going to get annoyed with you. That's it, man. That's why we call him the wild card. When Ed's playing, Ed right now, as soon as stuff gets boring, you just see Ed just like, what's happening? Lull in the action, sell the MCV. Waypoint my barracks into the enemy's base, send it downfield. Crazy Ivan's on the backside. No, we got rid of the timer. The timer on the bottom right is for the crates. Zed's gonna get smoked with lightning right now. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. What do you guys want to talk about? We talk about something unrelated regular too. I tried telling you guys about carrier pigeons, messenger pigeons the other day. No one cared. I thought that story was incredible. All right, now the players are catching a hint. So the Rockies diving on the Prisms. This is the name of the game right now. Rockies diving on Prisms. Marsh shoves it right in. Has the higher ground advantage, but oh, Zed gets his Rockies on the backside. Marsh's IFV's out of position, not helping support here. Both players, and Marsh does come out a little bit ahead there. Both players on funny money at this point. They had a truce. No rush. No rush. Once we both get 15K, we can start banging out. So the big thing here is trying to pump, trying to take out your opponent's oils. Remember, guys, you can only build 12 oils per game. Oh, those crates. The crates came out money. Ah, the money crates. Yeah, there's a bug right now. Snark's going to fix that. There's a bug. There's kind of a weird thing. The crates sometimes don't want to spawn the same unit. So we have to clone the unit. We have to make multiple demo trucks. We did it for the Mastermind, but then I forgot to do it for this. So Snark's going to fix it for us. Don't worry. Oh my god, the Prism tanks push in. There's no anti-air. They get melted. Oh god, was that a paradrop on the backside? Nice. Yeah, when the Eagles start hitting Marsh's base is one big powder keg. But yeah, the big thing is taking out the oils. You can only build 12 total oils per game. So AVA, you start chipping away at your opponent's oils. Eventually someone's going to go broke. Yeah, I think if you max out the water area, I think your units will just stop producing. If you fill the water with boats, I think they'll just stop producing. The Chronosphere from Zed. It's a pretty bona fide Zed strategy there. We've seen that a few times from him. It looked like he targeted an oil, thought he'd get the MCV. He didn't. He probably should have just gone right for the MCV. Actually, probably could have won that game if he did. Well, or at least gotten a lot of value out of it. Yeah, we don't see many players use that except Zed. Yeah, the Chronosphere with prism tanks. Very nice. Yeah, it's hard. You know, neither player going over to the... oh my god, wait. Marsh isn't gapped up. I like that. Marsh is like, I'm a man. I don't gap up. It's cool. It's tough. Tough move. Prism tanks, no anti-air on the right side. Prism tank's going to get melted. IFVs go to the left side. It's a lot of Rocketeers for Zed. A lot of Rocketeers for Zed. A lot of anti-air, though, for Marsh. Marsh saw this coming. Gonna dive on, oh, he's trying to, so Zed's trying to target the anti-air. And Marsh pulls his Rockies out. Marsh, force shield, force shield, force shield, force shield, force shield, force shield. Oh my god, it's on one tick! Oh! Why didn't Marsh use his force shield? Apparently he didn't have to. Battle Lab goes down. Marsh targets the Battle Lab. Oh! And that was a massive oil hit for Marsh there. So no force shield now, but still a lot of anti-air. Oh, maybe, I see. So both players are a little bit hesitant with the force shield because they don't want to go low power because they have a lot of Patriot missiles probably. A lot of their anti-air is Patriot missiles. So now the aircraft carrier's out. These aircraft carriers, Marsh is a bit vulnerable to these, but oh my god, these Prism tanks now uncontested rolling through. And things are so locked up for so long, all of a sudden you take a break and you're like, oh shit, Marsh is way ahead right now. Marsh rolling. Zed calls GG's. Marsh puts it on the board. Okay, I will say, literally, I would say maybe 6 times. 6 times I've been like, Zed, you want to play? He's like, sure. And I schedule a game, and he just rolls over and dies. And, like, it's money, right? So I give the other guy 10, 20 bucks. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck was that? And Zed's like, oh, I wasn't feeling it today. And I'm like, well, then tell me that first. That's happened 5 or 6 times. It's time, it's money, you know, there's the considerations. All right, I'm gonna stop. The more I defend myself, the more it makes it seem like that I'm the one who's actually doing the bullying, when in fact, I am the bullied person by Zed's low energy. All right, over to Allied versus Sov. So Zed choosing to stay Allied here. The action rolling on. The AVAs, man, the AVAs in Blitz right now are suffering from a case of a bit of mid-game boredom. Not sure there's really any way to fix it though. Talked about removing the gap generators. That would just make people dive with their eagles over and over. Although Marsh didn't use gaps that game. It's kind of weird, actually. We didn't really see many eagles that game. That was kind of a weird game, AVA. But I don't know. I think it's just kind of how it goes. But it is kind of fun. Like you do always end AVA with a nice massive bang out like that. So Zed building so many pillboxes here, and the War Factory, the War Factory, the War Factory. He saves it. Okay, so Zed, Soviet, you gotta be, if you're not gonna get a production building, that's about the best case scenario for the Soviet player to bait a billion pillboxes. Pillboxes are expensive, throws off the Allied a little bit, especially Zed trying to build Eagles here as well. So Zed using the Eagles to slow down these Rhinos, great move here. And Zed with a little bit of a tank advantage. And Zed's economy, you know, I always say that about pillboxes. Pillboxes are so cheap though. It surprises me how many you can spam early on and just be totally okay. Zed's economy looking flush. Zed could throw a couple dogs in this group. Keeps getting value with these eagles. Zed could throw a couple dogs in this group and potentially try to get some value here. I like these GIs as well on the higher ground. Okay. Four Eagles gonna go for the power plant. The four Eagles are kind of tricky. I think you're better off hitting Rhinos. You can hit a power plant, you can hit a barracks. That's about it. You can't get an oil, you can't get a war factory. And in this case, I think Zed's going to be wishing he would have clipped a couple of those Rhinos. Ooh, the MCV melts. It's a scary amount of Rhinos. A couple Mirages out now for Zed. Battle Lab does go down, though. Oof. It'd be a very different situation if Zed had been able to hold that Battle Lab. He's on 10K, so plenty of money to spend here. But now Zed kind of in the pressure cooker. Does have a demo truck on this right side. He's going to try to tank. He's supporting the demo truck. This is a pretty scary amount of Grizzlies here. Marsh needs to be spamming those sentry guns. And the demo truck gets right in, grabs the barracks, and does do some splash damage on the MCV. But Zed cannot afford to dive on the MCV right now. He needs to click down all of these tanks and then try to go to work. He is going to get the MCV. Marsh a little bit slow to respond. Marsh sells the MCV now. Marsh on 3 war factories. Both players with a ton of money. And that war factory goes down as well. Wow. Okay, so Marsh with no barracks. Oh, and they get another. The paradrop comes in from Zed. Oh my god. Wow. Very, very, very nice. And the GIs on the left side as well. Zed coming at him from all sides. You'll love to see it. Marsh now low power on 1 war factory with no barracks. All he can really do here, what can you do? He's going to try to sell off some buildings, get his power back online. He'd probably have to try to destroy some oils. The oils do pull power, so it's a tough position. Sell the radar, destroy a couple oils, but either way, the allied player producing barracks, war factory, and 4 eagles, not really a winning move here for Marsh, I don't think. Yeah, and Zed just needs to be careful here. Doesn't want to. I mean, there's no reason for Zed to do anything too crazy here. I like that spread from the GIs. Couple Mirage. Yeah, so you know, he has these Eagles he could be using. Zed's not using his Eagles. He's on 27K. The demo truck's a bit annoying. I always forget. Oh, and Zed does eat quite a bit of splash damage there. And Zed, yeah, with the AFC, so it's nice. He has these snipers, so Marge not going to get any value out of those conscripts. Yeah, Zed just gonna slow this one down. Demo truck on the left side. GIs, yeah, just slowly edging in here. The juicer right now, obviously that final war factory. Now 4 eagles can't get the war factory, so he's gonna need to try to 1-2 punch it. I think that's probably the move for Zed here. Hit that war factory and then try to send a couple grizzlies to finish it off. Ooh, tries to get that oil that was damaged already. Didn't work, though. And Marsh is just going to, yeah, Marsh going to push in and quit out. And Zed takes it home. Now, Zed with Soviet here. Marsh, obviously a more dominant allied player, so we're pretty comfortable in this position. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if Zed wins this one, obviously he's going to be sending Marsh home. Marsh fighting to stay alive here. Zed, a little tricky, you know. Marsh, I don't know. I think what Zed did there, I think Zed really proved, spam the pillboxes, man. Like, if the early Rhino pressure comes, which inevitably it will, just don't be afraid to smash those pillboxes all over the place. I think that's the idea. I think that is the new meta. That's my new meta anyway. 1 billion pillboxes is my new meta.
Seal ready.
Navy SEAL out. Navy SEAL from Marsh. He forces the undeploy. Oh, that's kind of... I thought he might try to bait that. I mean, so Tanya is a little different, right? Tanya can explode, can blow up a tank. So Tanya can blow up an undeployed MCV. I thought maybe he would just drop the... I thought maybe he would just force the unpack on the MCV and then try to grab a war factory or something. Another Navy SEAL for Marsh? Where's the opening though? Now a bunker from Zed. That's the perfect counter. So he's just canceling out. He is making, it's canceling Zed's builds, but I mean, what's a Navy SEAL rush cost? Navy SEAL's 1,000, right? So yeah, it's a little tough. I'm not sure about the value there. Paradrop. Ooh, they get some nice little damage on those rhinos. Yeah. Tanya's can blow up tanks, including MCVs. Marsh gonna try to chip away with the Eagles now. Ooh, flag cannon out and the right. Oh, okay. Eagles coming home. Nice. So Zed, I'm surprised. I expect to see Zed actually switch over to tech a little bit earlier here. Ooh, yep, that's nice. Nice little splash damage. I think we crank the juice up. I think we just do demo trucks like every 30 seconds. We just get real weird, you know? That Mirage is pretending to be a tree. Oh, he sees it. Oh, now this demo truck uncontested, and Marsh, I think, going to be in a bit of trouble here. Marsh, Prism Tower out. Marsh needs to start hammering the pillboxes, man. Oh, he's got... Marsh has a few Mirages, though. Saw a few Mirages here. Marsh on 8K, though. And Marsh now 2 AFCs, Battle Lab. I thought, man, I'm surprised. I feel like Zed could have edged in there. And what do you guys think about this right now? Because the position's going to get worse for Zed very quickly. Ooh, those Eagles are going to grab a... they go for the Battle Lab. And again, the MCV has to unpack. It's definitely going to be slowing down Zed a little bit. So Marsh on 5K now goes in the water. He's going to start with Dolphins. And then let's see what he does. Maybe going to go Destroyers here. We see the Destroyers have been doing so much wacky stuff on this map. Wait, I was curious. Okay, so in Yuri's Revenge, you can only build 1 Tanya. In Red Alert 2, is that the case as well? Yeah, that oil is looking juicy to me. Grabbed a War Factory, paid a few Eagles for it. So Zed now has the anti-air to help hold. Nuclear reactor out. Oh, but the aircraft carrier's out, and the Hornets are going to grab that War Factory. Yeah, maybe not. Flat cannons, flash tracks in position. Kirov coming, so this is a bit annoying for Marsh because he has to switch over to IFVs, and he's in a kind of a dangerous spot with his tanks right now. Switch over to IFVs could throw him out of the tank race. Ooh, the cruiser.
Oh my God, what a barn burner, boys.
Okay, the Kirov, man, the cruiser, nice use of the Navy. It's always so fun. I mean, obviously everyone knows when you're up late game tech push, you bring out an aircraft carrier, you bring out a dreadnought, but the tactical use of the water in the middle of the map, you know, the anti-air, the destroyer, stuff like that. Marsh is attack. What am I watching right now? Why did Marsh sit there for so... Why did Marsh do that? Zed Desos himself, which will help Marsh a little bit here. And Marsh... Oh, that oil's going down. And Marsh holds that. Wow. That was really, really weird. I'm surprised Zed... That was very odd. I mean, so Zed was kind of trying to bait the War Factory, I guess, but Marsh wasn't attacking the War Factory. So Zed wanted Marsh to attack the War Factory. Marsh didn't attack the War Factory. Finally, Zed came, but ultimately, Zed desoed himself there. Zed desoed his rhinos, because Marsh had some pretty questionable unit control in a couple positions there, and Zed quits out. I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's why you call him Mystic Marsh, man, because sometimes you just scratch your head and you give him a win. All right, here we go, guys. The barn officially burning. Barn officially burning. Point number 5. It's been a weird series. I've definitely had a couple head scratching moments here. I don't know. Right now, who do I think is going to win the series? Toss a coin. Who won Soviet versus Soviet? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on anymore, boys, but we shall see. We shall see. Winner of this, winner? Well, if Zed wins this, he'll certainly feel good about himself. Then he'll feel like he proved himself, which, you know, hopefully Zed proves himself. But also, I'd like Marsh to win. Is there a way they can both win? Maybe we just call it a tie. Just call it a tie, huh? Early sentry gun from Zed. Yeah, I don't know. What's there to be said? What's there to be said? I mean, how Soviet... It's a little weird, you know. I don't sometimes yeah, I guess ultimately with Zed it's just a lack of consistency, you know. And I think that's what you see a lot of times at the top level of gameplay is, you know, there's players who are like this, ups and downs, and there's players who are like this. You know, you got Marco, right? Like Marco is like this. Like he has good days and bad days, but his bad days he's still great, and his good days he's, you know, better than great. So with Zed, that you have these peaks and troughs that make it so difficult to kind of predict how he's going to do in these matchups. Sometimes his tank control just looks so different than others. So Zed definitely on his heels here a little bit. Already out with a few sentry guns as Marsh posturing up with nice map control. Certainly being the aggressor here, and you'll see more money in the bank because of that. But Zed does get a War Factory advantage here. Marsh. Okay, so there's Marsh's third War Factory. We want blood. That's it, Sanchez. Sanchez wants blood. Sanchez wants blood. And we might see the action shift over to the left side a little bit. It's so this map's perfectly mirrored. There's no reason to have the action on the right side, but the players seem to favor it. So Marsh does get in, grabs 2 sentry guns, and then pushes. And Marsh is one of those guys who really trusts his tank control. You see him pushing engagements where he's out tanked and into sentry guns, but he'll take those engagements, and he has good tank control, but at some point, you know, depending on the numbers, it's just obviously it's not going to work. Zed with a fodder advantage now as well. All right, demo truck. Oh, this will be interesting if someone... Oh, oof. Marsh eats a lot of radiation from that demo truck. And demo truck on the right side now uncontested. Gonna grab that oil. Ooh, Zed might keep going. Zed might go for a... He's gonna go for that. Oof. Very, very tough. Yeah, that's gotta pretty much be it. Although I'm not gonna say that I don't think there's a way for Marsh to come back, because I've already been radically wrong several times today. So Marsh sells the MCV. He's going all in here. Zed just with so much fodder, though. Marsh gonna bring some drones, so Marsh is gonna try to bait and switch here. Maybe try to jump in, then pop out, let the drones go to work. Yeah, Marsh outgunned. That's gonna be it. And Zed. Marsh routing around the backside now. Drones to slow things down. Going to try to force a base trade, but well, Zed just has too many buildings, realistically. Marsh does get the MCV. Call that a spite check. In chess, when you check the opponent, even though you have no chance of checkmating him, you just get a little spite check. Marsh splits up, grabs a couple. He splits on all 3 war factories. Does call it GG. Zed takes it home.